Hey, this is former WWE superstar and ECW original, The Blue Meanie. Shout out to Dozer, Isaac, and Shane at Such Good Shoot podcast next week. Understanding doing an episode on One Night Stand, a fun pay-per-view, a love letter to the fans of ECW. Probably one of the best pay-per-views of all time, might I say. Shout out to you guys. Hope you have a great episode. And I understand you talk about everything from old wrestling and you cover everything wrestling related. But I just got one question, man. Shane, what's with the mustache? I've seen mustaches, but then I've seen your mustache. So what's the deal? Either way, have a great episode. Hope it does well. And I'll see you guys down the line. Bye.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Such Good Shoot podcast, coming to you live from the Creaky Tiki Studios, somewhere on the island of Misfit Podcasts. Over that way, we have, from the great state of Ohio, the land of the presidents, we have Shane!
Hello, everybody.
Down below, we have, from the land of maple syrup, because all in all, there's not that many interesting facts about Vermont, there is Isaac!
There's like 8 interesting facts about Vermont, man.
And we're 12 episodes in.
I was going to say, we've covered it.
I guess we're going back. Did we talk about the eraser yet?
No.
That was invented here, bro, because we're all fucking dummies and we can't write, so we needed an eraser.
The backup for Ohio was the fact that there's a building shaped like a giant handbasket.
Oh, there is, and I've never seen it, dude.
We have the world's tallest filing cabinet.
These are all very interesting things, not related to the intro. And I'm your host, Dozer, from the home of the first president, Virginia. Let's get it on.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding. And Wade's already asking out of the bat if I can grow a mustache. We've tried. I've tried. No. Nah, bro. Nah. I have like, I have the
you did have the mustached episode, sort of.
I did have that one. Oh God, that one. Oh, God. It's not even, that mustache was not even a mustache, dude. There's molesters who looked at me and were like, "Oh man, I wouldn't even wear that mustache."
So, are we making fun of the wrong mustache on this podcast?
Well, that's the thing is, I don't wear one. So, and by the way, here's Nat. Nat slept the whole episode last week, and I think it fucked us up. So, for Aaron.
We have our Nat sighting. Everybody drink.
Hello, Nathaniel.
Hello, Nathaniel.
Okay. And that leads us into our roundtable for today. And since we're talking about a classic pay-per-view today, why don't we talk about what some of our favorite pay-per-views of all time were?
Hell yeah.
And since this topic was suggested by Isaac, we're going to let him take the lead and get us started here.
All right. So my all-time favorite pay-per-view is it's not even the greatest pay-per-view, but before I get into that, the one that I'm going to go as a runner-up to that, I'm going to say Wrestle Kingdom 9. That was the pay-per-view that got me into New Japan in the first place, and then Shane really got me going on it because he's a huge New Japan mark. But no, it was just like an amazing pay-per-view. That one was called originally for Global Force Wrestling by Jim Ross and Matt Stryker, and it was just an awesome pay-per-view. They had like the double main event. It was like Nakamura and was it Okada or Naito? I mean, it was just like there was some really good main events there. And then, but the one that sticks with me, the one that I could watch like 1,000 times and never get sick of, is Bad Blood '97. Bad Blood '97.
Gotta be Kane.
Yeah. From the first Hell in a Cell match with Shawn and Taker, which was an incredible match. you know, like they just really like pushed the limits of what you could do in a cage match, and then to get Kane's debut and the way he did it, and that was also Vince McMahon's last time calling like a pay per view, except for I guess Halftime Heat. But yeah, that was his last time on regular commentary, and there was just some good stuff. It was also kind of like the memorial pay per view for oh, what's his name? Oh shit, I'm fucking baked already. We're in for a podcast, boys. I'm fucking high off my ass, boys.
Oh no.
But Pillman,
Oh yeah.
because he died the day before that pay per view, or maybe that morning or something. I mean, it was like right around, and they like ended up putting a goddamn midget match on it instead of the Pillman match. But
So it's like the first TNA pay-per-view. Just throw midgets on there.
yeah, kind of. But yeah, it was a good pay per view, and I feel like that was like really one of the first like Attitude Era pay per views, where it was like the very beginning of that, where like you started to get some of that more interesting storyline shit with the Kane finally coming in and all that shit. But yeah, I love that fucking pay per view, and I could watch it anytime.
I do agree. I only watched that pay-per-view at your suggestion, and I rather enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I don't have as many.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
yeah, and a lot of it is just like the memories of it, you know, like it was just, I mean, it wasn't like all the matches were amazing. I mean, the Godwins wrestled freaking the Headbangers, you know what I mean? And
I mean,
was,
hell yeah.
but that was for the tag team championships too, though. So like, but Owen Hart fought Farouk. That was a great match. The Bret Hart and the Bulldog versus the Patriot and Vader was actually a good match for a flag match. And, you know, it was like one of the in your house pay per views, so it was a shorter one, so you didn't feel like it was just drawn out too much. Opening match was Nation of Domination with D'Lo, and Rocky Maivia, and taking on Legion of Doom. So, I mean, there's some good stuff on there, but like overall, it was just a fun pay per view. It didn't feel too drawn out. It was a good mix of like some of the lighter shit and some of the like really just hardcore wrestling, good wrestling, you know.
Awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, Shane, what is your favorite pay-per-view of all time?
I'm curious.
Yeah, so this kind of got brought up right before we came on. I was like, I don't know, and I did a quick search, and yeah, I feel like this is it. SummerSlam 02.
Okay.
Like, if you look at the card and like you see what wrestlers are actually wrestling, you're like, wow, this is incredible. And then all the in-ring work was pretty damn good as well. You had like the opening match was Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio. You had like Flair and Jericho next, Edge versus Eddie. You had the Un-Americans, which was Christian and Lance Storm versus Booker T, Goldust, RVD and Benoit. You had a throwaway Test and Taker match. But like the real cherry on top were the two main events. You had Shawn Michaels and Triple H in the unsanctioned street fight. Shawn Michaels' first match back, sent after the Elimination Chamber, I think, or maybe it was before. It was either his first or second match back. It was the first one-on-one versus Triple H, and it was just brutal. It went like 28 minutes or something, and they just battered each other. It was, you know, one of the first pegs on their like 2 or 3 year marathon feud that they had in that time. And yeah, I mean, it was just really good. It really exemplified what an unsanctioned match should be because of everything that led up to it. And then the actual main event was shorter. It was like 15 minutes, but then you had a very young Brock Lesnar beating an on his way out Rock for Lesnar's first title. So, you know, first heavyweight championship. So you've also got really the start of the Lesnar train right after kind of this meeting of the old minds. And Rock sold his ass off for Lesnar in that match.
I honestly thought you'd hate it just for the fact that it's the start of the Lesnar train.
No, Lesnar is great when he wants to be. He just doesn't want to be most of the time.
Oh, man. And Lesnar before UFC and Lesnar after UFC are two totally different animals.
Yeah, Lesnar before, especially at this time, was just an athletic freak who was really, really trying to be a great, like, in-ring working wrestler. I mean, he was doing fucking shooting star presses. This dude's,
Let's not. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that one, but
but like the things
but
he was
was
trying.
good, dude, and he fucking could sell. Like you talk about Rock selling his ass off, but you watch some of Brock sells, and even when he was like the beast and he wasn't supposed to get knocked off his feet, like those chair shots from the Hardys, like one of the first, like it was like really, really early on in Brock's.
And he just no-sold the unprotected headshot. I mean, in a hard one. Yeah.
Two of them. But I mean, but at the same time, he took them and he made them look like they hurt and is just like, nope, I'm a fucking animal. That was the loudest chair shot in the history of fucking chair shots, that Jeff Hardy fucking.
Yeah. I mean, it cracked.
It was unbelievable. The fact that it didn't take him down, that alone, you're just like, damn, yo.
Yeah, but I mean, that pay-per-view as a whole, I mean, when you look at the amount of talent on that show, and like none of the matches really went that long either. Most of the matches were in the 10 to 15 minute region. So it really kind of felt like a Lucha Underground show where you had like all of like these little pops, but the action was so good in those little pops that you never felt like it was getting old. And then you have this 28-minute long just marathon hardcore brutality match at the end of it, and you're like, this is a knockdown drag out war. I mean, and it feels that way watching it recently, even with your hour-long Garganos and Ciampas and Coles, you know what I mean? It feels every bit as long as that without actually being even half the length of some of those matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and rewatch that one.
I think I will too. That sold me on it. I think I know what I'm watching during work tomorrow.
Unless
It's
you're
really good.
listening to this podcast, then he'll definitely just be working really hard.
Absolutely. So, when I think about favorite pay-per-view, I go to the ones I have watched multiple times. And I've had 3 that are in my top 3 that I've watched many, many times. One is the main event for this episode. Then we have WrestleMania 23 and WrestleMania 24. Now, 24, all in all, not the best event. I'm just partial to it. But I think my all-time favorite pay-per-view comes down to WrestleMania 23. There were just some very solid matches during it. The pomp and circumstance was some of the most WrestleMania ever. You had that huge set. You had the perfect song for WrestleMania of Ladies and Gentlemen.
Oh, it was a saliva one. Okay.
Yeah. It felt like a big show, and it was. It worked. You had the show opening up with a great Money in the Bank match. Possibly one of the best ones there has ever been.
Which one was that?
That's the one where Mr. Kennedy won.
Oh.
Is that the CM Punk one? Where they eliminated him first?
Yes.
Money in the Bank?
Yeah. Well, no one's eliminated in a Money in the Bank match.
Oh, never mind. I thought they
yeah.
Fucking...
No.
I'm thinking of Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, you're thinking of December to Dismember, which we will be covering on the show next week. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
That's our Christmas special. Don't give away the behind the curtain. No, you have Mr. Kennedy, CM Punk, Edge, Finley, Jeff Hardy, King Booker, Randy Orton, and Matt Hardy.
5-time.
Yeah, that was a good one. I get a lot of the Money in the Banks mixed up because there's been 400 million of them now. Like, I remember time periods. Like,
yeah, but this is, I think, the first Money in the Bank where we had the broken ladder spot.
Mm-hmm.
Where you had Edge on the ladder and Jeff swantoning onto it, snapping it in half.
Oh, yeah.
That was a huge spot.
And you have like the best call in JBL's career there too, isn't that? Where he's like, Jeff, what are you doing, Jeff?
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? You stupid fucking moron. And then he just kills himself, and Matt's in the ring like, hey.
Yeah. Jeez. Then we have a couple matches in there that are not much of anything. You have the greatest worker in WWE history, facing Kane, fresh off of See No Evil, and that, of course, is the Great Khali.
Oh, that's a match that happened.
That is a match. That
And they broke out that hook from See No Evil. It was...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they really, like, they were trying to sell their fucking direct-to-DVD horror movie hard. They were plugging hard.
I've still never seen See No Evil. That's got to be high on my priority list for my life.
Oh, God. It might be... It's one of the better wrestler movies, but it ain't a good movie.
It's no, it's no Boone the fucking Bounty Hunter. I'll tell you that.
Hey, Dad. Otherwise, Wade, you've seen See No Evil, right? We'll continue, but I'm sure he'll answer.
But I'm telling you, if you want to watch a great movie with wrestlers about a wrestler, Boone the Bounty Hunter, bro, it's hilarious. It's a classic. It's an
And we cannot go into all the matches for this, but you cannot underestimate the fact that this is the pay-per-view that had POTUS in it.
Oh God, is that the Battle of the Billionaires?
Oh, Vince versus Donnie?
Hair, Bobby Lashley versus Umaga.
Yeah.
Oh.
That it was not a high point during the show, and it's definitely not a high point now,
but I mean it does show just how far Vince will stoop for money, though. This man done shaved his head on national television.
Doesn't give a shit.
I mean, not national, but closed circuit pay-per-view television.
Yeah.
Which they subsequently sold on DVD for all to see.
Yeah.
Donnie too, man. He'll fucking do anything for a buck.
Yeah, it depends how bankrupt he is at the time.
Well, you know what they say. Make wrestling great again.
Shut the fuck door, you fucking. I love it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that pro-life, pro-choice, pro-fucking this, pro-that, pro-wrestling shirt.
Yes.
That one's a fun one.
So, yes, Wade, of course, has seen See No Evil. And it isn't good. They made a second one.
Oh, wow, yeah. No shock.
It's my life's goal.
Like
they have made 18 Marines.
Yeah, I'm going to say. Yo, bro. We're like super simpatico, man, tonight.
Wait, it's been Cena, Miz, and Randall, right? Wasn't Randall a Marine at one point? I mean, I know he was a Marine in real life, but I think he was a Marine. No?
Ooh, I think he wasn't one of them.
No, what happened is they cast Randall for it, and the fact that he got kicked out of the Marine.
Oh, so that actually played into it. Okay, so I didn't make anything up. I just wasn't filled in. Okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the Marine, but the fact that he got kicked out of the Marines pissed off actual Marines, and so they wouldn't let him do it. So it was it was fucking the Miz and fucking Cena.
We won't let someone who's been kicked out of the Marines be in it. But we'll let a lot of people who will never be Marines be the Marine.
It's like Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
Man, wait, Sarge's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I hope they cast Sarge as the next Marine. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Never in the military though. I'm like 99%.
Oh, no way. But can you imagine Sergeant Slaughter as the Marine? I'd go watch it.
He was G.I. Joe already, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
G.I. Joe, bro, real American hero.
We are correct on our assessment of Randall.
Thank you, E. So, also, here, real quick, I'm gonna reply to Ethan from earlier. He said that Wade should grow out his stash, and Wade should grow out his stash. Isaac?
Yeah, I agree 100%. If Wade grows out his stash, he might even get to do a guest spot on the podcast.
Oh,
yeah,
I'd be for it.
Just to grade that mustache cameo spot, little.
Oh man, he'd kick my
yeah.
We're
gonna have a stash off between the greens.
I think this is great.
Hogan is in Three Ninjas 3. I watched that movie all the fucking time when I was a kid. I forgot that existed.
Speaking of movies, this is like an impromptu roundtable, but sorry to interrupt those, but I was trying. Oh God, don't waste your fucking time. But I was trying to watch that Holmes and and Watson movie, the new fucking Will Ferrell trash,
Just for
and
the Truman
and
spot.
and Braun Strowman's in that shit, which I forgot about. But they just call him like, "Oh, you got to fight my man Braun," and I was like, "Oh, they even call him Braun." Like they're that the writing. No, like literally, that is like the perfect example of how fucking lazy the writing in that movie is. Is they didn't even bother giving him a real name.
So we're going to go a little impromptu here, and let's just talk about our favorite wrestlers appearing in movies.
Oh,
And since I posed a question and it's a bit off the cuff, I'm going to start off with Kevin Nash as the Russian in The Punisher.
all right, that was pretty good.
That was actually solid. It fit the role. And come on, he got fucking stabbed and no sold it.
Wasn't he in John Wick? He was in John Wick. He was one of like the fucking bouncers or something at one of the clubs, and fucking like they come up to him and he's just like, "You want to leave?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." He doesn't even bother fighting. He's just like, "Yeah, I'll get the fuck out of here. I don't want to fuck with you, Wick."
Ethan, from which movie? Zeus has been in like 100 movies.
He really has. But he's been in a bunch. He was Super Shredder Nash. Going back to Nash, he was Super Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
And let's not forget one of the guards in The Longest Yard.
Longest Yard, and
Oh yeah.
one of the strippers in Magic Mike, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. He's not my favorite in movies, though. Although I did like him in Turtles, only because like he turns into Super Shredder, and the way the Turtles defeat him. You guys have watched Shane. You haven't watched this movie, have you? Dozer's
No.
watched it because Dozer's a real man's man, and he's
Oh.
watched all the Ninja Turtles. But so they're literally under like a pier, like a huge pier at the waterfront, and Super Shredder takes the fucking ooze and he mutants up, and he's huge, and it's Kevin Nash, and to get to the Turtles, he just starts smashing the pier posts that are holding the pier up, and then the pier falls on him and he dies. He's in the movie for like literally like 30 seconds and he kills himself accidentally.
Yeah.
So Shane, anyway, what about you, man?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying these words. But my favorite wrestler that's in a movie is Bill Goldberg.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Great Khali and
No, absolutely not. No, it's Bill Goldberg in Santa's Sleigh. He has a starring role.
Yes. I forgot that movie fucking existed.
What?
It's Bill Goldberg in Santa's Sleigh. It's
Does
a
he-
Christmas.
Does he play
Yes.
the sleigh?
No, he plays Santa. Yes, Bill Goldberg plays Santa, who is actually a demon who lost a bet to an angel many millennia, whatever ago. And finally, he is able to break free, and it is so bad. Like,
Oh wow.
Bill Goldberg, much like wrestling, cannot act. So he's just playing himself as evil Santa. It's really funny. It's so over the top. It's unbelievable. At the end of it, he hits a "you're next" into the camera. You're next, or he says "who's next" or something. He hits the gimmick. I don't have anything more to say about it. It's just so
wow.
over the top bad horror, but with Bill Goldberg
Wow.
as Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Wow. All right. That's something.
We
And,
got a lot of shout outs for Body Slam with Piper.
but one for Body Slam, one for They Live.
Oh.
And I'm good. I'm with Wade. Roddy Piper, although I'm with Kaleo too. Piper is my choice. They Live is incredible. But Hell Comes to Frogtown, baby. Hell Comes to Frogtown. If you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. It's long as hell. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, when I say it's ridiculous, like, it is fucking so beyond ridiculous. Hell is Roddy Piper's last name. His first name is Sam. As in, what in the Sam hell? and he is one of the last fertile men alive after the apocalypse in a land full of sexy women. And he has to go to like the mutant part of town to rescue a bunch of fucking girls who need to be banged out and impregnated by him.
Oh God.
It's incredible. I swear to God. It's so good. It is so good. There's like a whole point where he's got like a fucking metal chastity belt on that will blow up if he tries to take it off, but like there's at least a flap so he can bang chicks through it. It's my kind of movie.
Oh.
Just saying, you got to watch it. It's a good one. No, it's not. Wait, it's not nearly as good as They Live. Don't get me wrong. It is way worse. It is a shit movie. It is horrible. Like, it is hard to watch. It's so bad, but it's also so bad it's good.
Most movies with wrestlers fall into that category.
Yeah,
Santa
but
Slay, dude.
They Live as John Carpenter, and it's actually a pretty good movie. And they have the fucking cripple fight from South Park scene, which is like a shot-for-shot remake of the fight scene with Roddy Piper in They Live, which is really fun. Really, really fun because it's like a fucking 12-minute fight scene.
So, on that wonderful bombshell of a Piper movie, is there anything from this week in wrestling we want to talk about other than that shit for Underground? Or should we just get to the main event?
I got not much of nothing.
Yeah, I think kind of thankfully nothing much happened this week.
There's Shane's wrestling Underground, but other than that, yeah. ECW.
And that brings us to our main event tonight, ECW One Night Stand 2005, because as you can tell by me adding the year in here, it was not a one-night thing. It became a two-night thing over 2 years.
No, they did One Night Stand until like 08, dude. There's like 4 episodes of One Night Stand.
Yeah, but after the first 2, they really weren't ECW One Night Stand. They were WWE.
Dude, the next one wasn't really ECW One Night Stand. Kurt Angle versus Randall was a match.
Yes, but at least it was in the Hammerstein. At least it was still somewhat ECW. But we had this first one. And I'm just going to start off with, I love this fucking pay-per-view.
I do too.
It's so good. It could have easily been any one of our favorite pay-per-view, I feel like, in the round table. Like, there's really, like, not much wrong with it. Except maybe the main event was a shit show, but that was just because they're trying to get a lot of it.
Like, just looking at the card here, we're starting off with a match that I actually enjoyed watching with Mr. Boring himself, Lance Storm, and Lionheart Chris Jericho.
I mean, it's good.
I like it.
I mean, it's so good because they start out as like 2 really good friends, and it's this technical display with like very few strikes, and then it gets a little bit heated, and then you end up at the finish where Lance could never get over on Jericho because Jericho's just better than him, so he has his buddies come in and whack him with a kendo stick and gets the quick roll up. Like, it's just really good.
Yep. And it wasn't too long. It was like 7 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it was a respectable length.
Yeah, so it wasn't crazy long, and it was 2 fucking just amazing wrestlers going out there and doing their thing, getting the crowd warmed up.
And I think it being first was really crucial to this feeling like an ECW show, because ECW wasn't just hardcore wrestling. I mean, they really had the best of the best come through their doors more often than not. I mean, and they were showcasing luchadors and things before WCW was. WCW stole all their cruiserweight talent.
Mm-hmm.
That's how WCW ended up with the cruiserweight division, which carried them for years in the first place, is because they stole Ray, Eddie, Chris,
That's why
Benoit.
that's why there was so much heat with Bischoff. That's
Yeah.
what all that was about.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, no, but it was also great to see Lionheart come out. You know what I mean?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really Jericho without a gimmick. You know what I mean? Him just as a good guy who wants to wrestle.
Yeah, but like going back to that for ECW and for that one night, and like it just I don't know, it felt like it was different enough that it really like set it apart and got it people fucking amped up for what was to come.
Wow, that's insane. The longest match on the show, because I just looked it up because I was curious, is 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's that crazy main event.
Uh-uh. Oh wait, yeah. Sorry, there's 2 matches that are 10 minutes long.
The we'll get to that one too. That's fucking incredible. God.
Yeah. Next, we have what I think is an underutilized match format. That is the three-way dance.
Elimination format's great.
Yeah. I think they should utilize that for title matches, but that's just me.
Especially a fucking triple threat title match.
Yeah. Where we have Super Crazy facing Little Guido with the rest of the FBI, and Tajiri with Mikey Whipwreck and the Sinister Minister.
Sinister God.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was just really good cruiserweight style wrestling. I mean, the match, it was the action was fast paced. It was hectic, but it was still crisp. Everybody looked like they knew what they were doing. It was definitely kind of a choreographed thing, but then you had this huge spot from Super Crazy with the moonsault off the balcony. My only issue with this match, and Isaac agreed, is how short it was. It was only 6 minutes. And they could have taken so much time from all of the Invader shit and just sprinkled a couple minutes to a lot of these matches. I mean, it really taken them to above and beyond. But that is my only issue with the show, is the stupid Invader shit.
And they really just needed a couple more minutes after that first elimination.
Yeah, Tajiri and Super Crazy.
I agree, and I would say all the talking, all the Invader shit really is the only downside to this show.
And it's such a huge downside because it really takes away from what the show is. And yeah, it works towards what WWE wanted, and I think that's what sucks because this show is an ECW show, and it just takes away from it.
Yeah.
The entire time.
I completely agree, but luckily at this point of the show, we're not there yet. They haven't arrived because somehow they decided they're going to arrive staggered and late to the show because they don't give a shit.
Because they don't care about it. Yeah.
And I think one of the highlights of this match is you can see how good Super Crazy and Nunzio are. 2 guys who I think on the main roster never got their due.
I was talking about how good I thought Little Guido was, wasn't I?
He was great. Yeah. He was great.
Super Crazy was
especially in that match. Both those guys in that match were incredible, but
yeah, I mean, we were also talking Super Crazy was a fucking Mexico on the main roster. This dude was hanging out with Juventud Guerrera and Psychosis riding fucking lawnmowers to the ring.
Jesus.
That's what they had for Super Crazy and Psychosis, who we're going to talk about right now.
And Juventud. Like all those guys were so much better than that.
Sorry, there we go.
But yeah,
I really did enjoy Nunzio, and that was just a fucking great match.
Little Guido.
And now we have our first lucha match of the night. Well, our only lucha match of the night, where we have Rey Mysterio taking on Psychosis.
That was a great fucking match, dude. I love that shit. Fast-paced, exciting. Could have gone a couple minutes longer, honestly.
Yeah, this match was 6 minutes.
I could have done with like 10 minutes total, 12 minutes total, but at the same time, they got their shit in.
And there's something about Psychosis with the mask off it really made him look like the veteran of the match.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that the crowd really wanted him to put the mask back on.
Yeah, he did it out of respect. The crowd is like fucking shitting on him for it.
Well, but that's an ECW crowd for you.
It sure is. It sure Put your mask on. Oh my god, I love it.
Now it's about this point where somewhere in between here we had SmackDown arrive. And so Rob Van Dam then comes out to talk about how he's all pissed off that he's fucking injured and he can't wrestle tonight. And
that was a
and
great
I'm gonna cut
promo.
Isaac off because he wants to talk about it. I'm
It
just
was
kidding. Go
great.
ahead.
No, that was a great fucking promo. Because up until that point, like anybody who had been watching Rob Van Dam that hadn't watched ECW, and he says it, he's like, all they fucking have me say is fucking whatever and cool. And he cuts a great promo. He talks
You remember
about
Fonzie? You remember?
but yeah, like it was just like he was shooting. You could tell he was shooting from the heart. Like when he said it, he didn't even give a shit about the guys in the balcony. He's like, I don't even give a fuck about you guys. He's like, I give a fuck about ECW and the fact that I can't fight. And then it set up that stupid match with fucking
Rhino coming in,
yeah,
trying to decimate him.
Well, I mean, you know, another couple really good lines from that promo are, you know, this sucks worse than I missed WrestleMania. Like,
yeah, missing this is worse than missing WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Sorry, this sucks.
Yeah. No. But that was fucking. You could tell he meant it.
And the thing is you could tell they really carved out a lot of time for him here because I think the promo was actually longer than the match. Yep. Like the match was like 6 minutes and 30 seconds, which was perfect for the match because Sabu did not botch once, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he made 6 minutes and he didn't fucking hurt himself or anybody else.
I mean, and it was like perfect for it though. I mean, it was the best it's the best Sabu match you've ever seen.
Yes.
It's not the best Rhino match you've ever seen, but again, Rhino was doing Rhino stuff. He's got the best spear in the business. You know, RVD. RVD still got to do like a couple spots, which was stupid, but you know, he got to be involved.
The skateboard or whatever, fucking air shot.
Yeah.
With his busted ass knee. Yeah. No, that was cool. I mean, I thought it was a great promo. It was one of those things where I'm just like, damn, dude, like RVD like really is passionate. He's like, I wanted this. I wanted to make this happen. And we don't even need storylines. I don't have any creative geniuses writing my lines for me. You know, like, but yeah, that we don't even need a storyline. We don't need shit. Like, we just need to go out and fucking fight. And they're like, yes, like it just fucking felt so natural, and like it put the pay-per-view over.
You know who I really wish would have been on this show is Jerry Lynn. I wish they could have gotten Jerry Lynn somehow, but I know he was with TNA, I think, at that point.
I forget. There was one of these instances, one of these big ECW wrestlers had something they had already committed to. And a Jerry Lynn could have very well been it. It might not be a contractual issue, just.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But if anybody is interested in watching great ECW wrestling, go watch some stuff from the Rob Van Dam Jerry Lynn feud that they had, and it's so good. I mean, it's so good.
Yeah, I'll have to go look that up.
Yeah, I haven't watched a ton of Jerry Lynn, but I do know that I fucking love me some fucking Rhino and some Rob Van Dam.
Yeah. Before we talk about this next match, this is just a toast to both of the competitors in this match. Well, only one of them in good light, but they have both left us. One left us because he's a fucking asshole and had brain damage and killed his family.
Yeah, piece of shit.
Yeah. And the other one is a truly sad loss. So to Eddie and to Nancy. We had the match that the main roster wanted and didn't get. ECW had it. We had Chris Benoit versus Eddie Guerrero.
Oh my god, it was so good too. Those guys, you could just tell they just fucking they knew everything that the other's about to do. Like they're just so good together.
Hey Dozer, go ahead and talk about it. It's your favorite pay-per-view, man.
Hey, I like letting you guys talk. That's my job, to sit back here and keep you guys.
No.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I'm gonna shut my mouth. Either that or I'm gonna talk about my butthole, bro. And if you
don't talk about your goddamn butthole.
I'll fucking show you guys.
No, we started off with the butthole last week. We're not going back there. Dozer, go.
No butthole. No, like I just enjoyed this match. It was a great technical thing. Hey, I am not the best with words here. Go fuck you.
I'm laughing about my butthole, bro. You're doing great.
Oh no.
I really enjoyed watching them, just the chain wrestling you had in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Getting into the crippler, the flying head, I fucking loved it. I watched it. This is not what I considered to be my surprisingly good match of the night. That's coming up next. This was just blew my mind that just watching two technical artists go at it. I don't have notes, so Shane, go.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. The match itself was kind of weird because you had Benoit, who was. When was this? Was this before or after he won the? This was after. Yeah, this was right before he died. This was right before Eddie died. Yeah. So you had heel Eddie for some reason, and like he comes out, he's like, and then you have Benoit come. You have Benoit and then Eddie. Yeah, and then you just have two wrestlers, and like Eddie is clearly trying to play the heel, which I didn't really like. I would have much rather seen them both just come in without character, even though I understand why Eddie came in with character. It just makes sense wrestling-wise. But I would have liked to have seen them both come in with no character and just wrestle. But early in the match, Eddie gets busted open, so he's just kind of bleeding, but it just keeps coming throughout the match. So he just looks crazier and crazier as the match goes on. And yeah, it was just a great wrestling match between two best friends, and you can tell, like Dozer said, just how close they were and how many times they'd wrestled. I mean, this was Eddie versus Wild Pegasus, or Pegasus Kid, Wild Pegasus, more or less. I mean, and yeah, the only issue I had with this match, and I was kind of messaging the group as I was watching the second half of the show earlier today, is the crowd is really, really bad. Especially at the start of this match and like sprinkled throughout the match, they just start chanting at the WWE invaders, and there's, he's got herpes, or and I'm just like, y'all, can you guys shut the fuck up and pay attention? Like, you guys don't know what's about to happen in the next 2 years. You know what I mean? And you have the chance to watch these two dudes in the Hammerstein ballroom and just letting them go for 12 or 13 minutes, whatever. Like, I'm just like, y'all shut the fuck up and pay attention, because like, this is the last time you're ever going to see this, literally ever.
Yeah. And both of them are, I would say, in their prime going at it here.
I would say Chris, just brain-wise, obviously we know what happened. Yeah. I would say you could have gotten Chris a couple years younger. But yeah, I mean, Eddie was I mean, but they're both still so good. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It was Chris Benoit versus Eddie Guerrero, and that's all you really need to say if you're looking at it as a wrestling match.
Two of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time.
Two of the greatest wrestlers, period, of all time.
Yeah. But like, I can't think of anybody technically better, like, except for maybe Dean Malenko.
I mean, you've got Dean, you've got
Brett, and
Brett,
Kurt. But I mean, like, it's a short list, and they're fucking right up at the top.
I think you got William Regal hanging out somewhere up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a man who never really got a fair shake in any of the beds.
I mean, he's getting a fair shake now, though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, being the on-screen GM of NXT or whatever, but you can tell what he's doing with those recruits. I mean, even with seasoned veteran guys, and he's just making them better in that system.
Yeah, and just slightly off topic, in all of his times being GM for different things, William Regal has always been one of the best on-screen authority figures.
I fucking love him.
Oh, he's so good.
Funny.
I mean, he's so good at being mean, and he's so good at being a coward. He's good at being both, and he was really good at protecting Eugene.
Yeah. Now, back on topic here, getting to what I consider the match that surprised me the most for how much I enjoyed it. And that is Mike Awesome versus Matsu Tanaka.
It might be the best match on the whole fucking card.
It is the best match on the whole card. Isaac knows how much I love this match.
I don't know if I'm fully on board with that because I really do love the Benoit Guerrero match, but good lord, dude, just Tanaka coming out like he's got the fucking, you can just see the abuse on his forehead from all the blade jobs, and dude, those two. And isn't that the one where
Joey Styles goes crazy?
Well, he like starts out just talking mad shit about Mikey, and then by the end he's like, "I don't care anymore. This is ECW."
well, yeah. I mean, you can tell he's shooting too. Like, you can tell he legitimately believes what he's saying.
He's like, "I don't even give a shit anymore. This is so good."
Just the storyline and the commentating of it coming around.
Yeah,
not even the stuff in the ring was phenomenal, and I think even the Dudleys went, "God damn it, are you going to leave the table for us?"
Oh man!
Well, Mick Foley actually comments on that during the match. He's like, "Oh, the Dudley boys got shown up even." Yeah, I mean, it was so good. I mean, the only reason why you wouldn't like this match is either one, if you're just really not into hardcore wrestling, or two, if you are really against unprotected headshots, which you should be. But given the year this was, it was normal. I mean, and it's what Masato Tanaka does, is just take shots.
Earlier we talked about the loudest chair shot, and I wanted to jump in there, but I didn't want to spoil this segment because, oh my God, that one headshot that Tanaka took was holy shit.
You talk about the one where he jumps off the top rope?
I don't even. No, I think this was just a standard standing unprotected headshot.
The last one, okay. Yeah. The last one in that series.
Boom! It just rung through that ballroom.
And you brought it up, and we haven't really mentioned it, but the broadcast team was really good on this because you had
Joey Styles,
but you had Mick Foley, and it didn't feel like it didn't feel out of place, you know, like because you're so used to just hearing Joey Styles for ECW, but having
you're not though. Like if you watch their pay-per-views, you get Cyrus most of the time. Cyrus, otherwise known as Don Callis, who is now the color commentator for New Japan, who is awful, who is really bad.
He is atrocious.
It also highlighted to me that Mick Foley is a good commentator when he doesn't have Vince McMahon screaming in his ear.
Most people are better commentators or good commentators. Again, Cole. I bring up Cole all the time. Cole would be so much better if Vince wasn't.
Foley is smart. He's funny. He's articulate.
And he loves wrestling.
He loves wrestling. Yep.
But
go on.
I was going to say, to bring us back to the match, though. It's just a war, and the finish to the match is one of my favorite finishes in professional wrestling history, based on, I mean, really any camera angle. You have Mike Awesome power bombing Masato Tanaka over the top rope, straight to hell on the ground, through a table, and then they're like filming Masato Tanaka, and you're like, what the hell is happening? And then you just see Mike, and like you see him brace a little bit. You're like, what? You just see Mike Awesome fucking scud missile from heaven straight to hell on top of him. And he comes from out of frame, so you don't see it coming at all. It's so fucking crazy. And then afterwards, they show a replay of it, and he jumps over, he clips his foot, so he just nosedives straight to hell. And that's even a worse camera angle somehow.
And did we talk about that table spot, the second one?
No, we haven't.
The first one.
No,
the first one. The apron?
There's the table spot in the ring, right, where they break the table, and then he fucking like power bombs him onto the broken table.
No. That was like the third apron spot, because the first table spot was Mike Awesome power bombing him off.
Ring.
No, it was him power bombing.
The one I'm talking about, there was the one in the ring, and they broke the table, and one of the fucking metal bars pointed straight up, and they fucking power bombed on like Tanaka onto that, and he missed it by like that much. He almost got completely impaled, like legitimately impaled, and it was one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
I mean, that was after that first table spot off the apron with the power bomb, though. Where
that was crazy,
and he almost landed on his. He like landed straight on his neck.
Yeah, that was.
That happened after that.
Yeah, that first one was nuts, but that fucking one where he almost got impaled was like. You're watching, you're like, yo, what the fuck, dude? That's like a spear sticking up out of the ring.
I mean, also, like, it just looks, I mean, even without that, it would have looked cool anyways. Like, you don't see anything happen with already broken tables ever.
No.
Like, and him just landing on these, like, jagged pieces of wood. You know what I mean? Like.
It was rough, dude.
And, you know, after this match, we get into the part where we have Paul Heyman come out.
Oh, yeah.
And during his shoot promo here, he cuts probably my favorite line of promo history. You were only champion for a year because Triple H doesn't want to work Tuesdays.
Yep. So good. So good, and fucking JBL acts like such a little bitch about it. And the one thing that ruins the whole promo for me is one word, and it was frickin'. Matt frickin' Hardy. That was the only thing that like took you right out of it, because he's like, I have two words for you, Matt freaking Hardy, and you're just like,
yeah.
Because immediately all of them are like, that's 3 words. That's fucking 3 words. And you're like, it is 3 words, Paul. You fucking dummy. But at the same time, it kind of didn't matter because it was so good. It was just good.
Which, that whole promo was really just an excuse for them to clean up all the 500 destroyed tables around the ring.
Clean some of the wood up so they could break another couple hundred.
Yeah. As we get to quite possibly the train wreck of the evening. And I say train wreck because it is not a good match, but you can't turn away.
It's not a good match, and I don't even understand. Like, if you go and look at the official card, it's just like a regular tag match. But like
ECW, so there's no rules.
So, like, every tag team just came out and was like, yeah, we're going to fight, too.
Yeah, they just wanted to go kick some ass, dude. They weren't even involved.
Oh, my God. What a mess.
But I'm going to say, first off, if you are going to watch this, go and find the DVD. Don't watch the fucking network version. Because on the network version, you cannot truly appreciate the awesomeness that is the Sandman's entrance.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
The DVD has Enter Sandman on it. It's awesome. It's perfect. It fits.
Because the crowd
is singing along.
Yeah, the crowd's singing along, and then they're playing this other music. It's just...
Yeah, it's rough.
You're getting this weird half-muted crowd with this weird generic rock track taken from SmackDown vs. Raw 2003.
Oh, it's so bad. Yeah,
but
Sandman already sucks.
Oh, yeah. I think he had 5 beers during the course of his entrance.
Sounds about
right.
Dude,
the way Stone Cold treats him like a child after the match is so disrespectful. Hold on, kid, I'll get you a beer in a second.
I fucking love, dude. So we'll get there, but I fucking love Stone Cold.
Yeah,
he's the man. He is the fucking.
Did we actually explain what the main event was?
We haven't even got there yet. We're still on the entrance.
Yeah, it's a tag match. It was between the Dudleys and fucking
Sandman and Dreamer.
Sandman.
Yeah.
And Dreamer, yeah. Oh my
And
god.
if we're gonna talk about entrances, yeah, if we're gonna talk about entrances, Dreamer just stepping out of the curtain and just looking around and like taking a big breath of air and just so slowly walking to the ring, and you can tell how fucking emotional it is. And
he
my
was looking
favorite,
good, too.
my favorite part of the main event is gonna come like way later, but involves a very bloody Tommy Dreamer and a lady.
I'm just going to say, though, I did enjoy Dreamer and Sandman motorboating in the entrances.
I was about to say poured beer. The titties was fucking great. Oh, I love titties. Send your titty pics to
Oh my god.
SGS Podcast.
Yeah, 605
at gmail.com. Official email of the SGS podcast and our collecting site for all official SGS titty pics. So
we get to the match. It starts. And within the first, 30 seconds of this 10-minute match, a cheese grater's brought out.
yeah. Oh, man.
And boy, does it ever great.
Dude, Dreamer gets so busted open. I don't know if he gets busted. He gets busted open first with the sign.
Yeah.
And then he gets the cheese grater to the forehead like 5 million times.
Yeah, I think the sign was Blade. I think the cheese grater they might have gone a little hard way for. Not like super deep or anything, but
Dude,
I definitely.
he was fucking blood. It was crazy, like Crimson Mask, 100%. When he hugged his fucking girlfriend or wife or whatever.
That's my favorite moment. You're ruining it. The Beulah McGillicuddy, and he hugs her, and she like pulls back, and her fucking hair looks like it's been bleeding. Did y'all notice that? Like
Dude.
the patch of hair is just crimson,
and the side of her face is red, dude. You're just like, oh.
But there's this. Again, I'll just skip talking about Dreamer now. But the picture of Dreamer just like pulling her so close, and he's just bleeding, but he just has this stupid smile on his face. Is heartwarming to see how happy he fucking is to be there.
Yeah.
Like, into like hugging Beulah and Beulah. Yeah, because the other one was Francine.
And just lumping them all together because, for fuck's sake, I can't remember the order in which everyone interfered in this match. We had the BWO first come out, I believe. Then we had Balls Mahoney, and I can never remember the other guy's name. Anybody?
Axel Rotten?
Yeah, Axel Rotten come out.
I've watched a lot of ECW.
We had Kid Cash come out. We had the Impact Players come out with a weird barbed wire spear.
Oh boy.
A global barbed wire.
Not a great spot.
Especially because you had seen them earlier.
Yeah.
We had the ref get down on his hands and knees to propel Kid Cash over the top rope.
Which looked amazing. It was dumb, but it was ECW dumb, so it fit.
Yeah. Also, on a special award tonight has to go to that ref. That balding ref that's so fit everything. I don't know his name, but I loved him. He was great.
Was he the referee for the Masato Tanaka Mike Awesome match? Because that referee got owned. He got yeeted onto his head by Mike Awesome.
The other ref got yeeted, and then balding ref came in to finish.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because he almost broke his neck because he fucking sandbagged him or just couldn't do it. He almost died. Anyway, sorry. Back to the main event.
Yep.
So, there's just so many people in the ring, so many people interfere. It's so ECW. You have the chairs by the chair-wielding assholes.
The titty pics she sent tonight were great. I can't complain. Tonight has been an epic night for titty pics. I don't know about you guys, but it's been fantastic. I've been really enjoying it. So keep them coming.
And we can't. Speaking of titty pics, we can't even forget about the cat fight that happened in the middle.
Oh my God, yes.
Between Francine and Beulah.
Yeah, we
And you had the classic Joey Styles call. Get mine! Get mine!
Yeah.
I remember when I first watched this pay-per-view. This is back in the time when I thought Lita's thong was still edgy and you saw the top. And then you see all of Francine and Buell.
Oh yeah, every single time she goes to the ring, you get to see that.
Oh, dude, if it's an ECW pay-per-view and you don't see at least one woman's ass cheeks as a whole, like it's not really an ECW pay-per-view. Like you must see Francine's butt.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, all in all, that match went on for 11 minutes, and, maybe 3 of those minutes were the actual competitors in the match fighting each other.
No. I think that 10 minutes was the whole time they were actually fighting each other because there was a lot of like the bell didn't ring until after the BWO and shit like that. So this was like 25 minutes as a whole, but only 10 of the minutes was after the bell technically rang.
Oh, God. But yeah, everybody interfered, leading to the Dudleys winning the night.
With a fucking flaming table.
A flaming table. And
With
that
Spike.
was the last appearance of Spike Dudley, wasn't it?
It might have been. I don't have records on that.
I would be willing to bet that was the last appearance on the WWE or ECW for Spike Dudley.
Yeah, I mean he's still alive, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I think he came back for one of those like silly reunion shows or whatever. But
probably.
But
and he's probably back on Hardcore Justice and House of Hardcore and stupid shit like that every other promotion does to try and be one night stands.
Well, House of Hardcore is its own promotion.
Yes, but it started out as a one night event.
Oh, was it? Didn't know that. Let's see, real quick. You can currently he wrestled his last match at the 2CW event in December of 2016 while defeating Jason Axe and Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like his last like official like WWE appearance.
Oh, I was just giving everyone an update on Spike Dudley. So I know everyone's curious.
He's retired, like most of the Dudleys.
He's not dead.
Yeah.
He's not dead, guys. He's still alive, Wade.
I think Big Dick is the only dead Dudley.
Sign Guy? Is Sign Guy still alive?
No, I think Sign Guy's dead.
I think Sign Guy's dead too.
Unfortunately.
Losing Dudleys.
Real quick, we didn't. I mean, we did not give Mike Awesome any respect at all. By the way, we did a little cheers for Eddie. I mean, Mike Awesome's dead as well.
You're right. Solancha.
I mean, also another thing we didn't bring up is all of the like ECW guys that we lost before this happened. They spent so much time on that, man, and like to see them put like Candido's name on a WWE show was crazy, and like all of these guys. So they did such a good job. But anyway, sorry, Dozier, back to the main event.
No, I was going to say, the match ended with that great flaming table spot. You have the Sandman mourning the loss of Tommy Dreamer. He's acting like Tommy Dreamer's dead to the world.
Give me a beer.
Screaming for a beer. We didn't get the spot I wanted, where what I thought should have happened is he got a beer and poured it on Dreamer's face and he shot back up. Like it gave him life.
That's what I was expecting, and then.
But no, we got Stone Cold come out. In the
And that crowd popped.
Dude, any crowd. See, that's the thing. That was 05, right? Dude, Stone Cold was the fucking man, dude. Anytime that hit, the crowd would blow.
Anytime that hits, still today.
Exactly.
Today.
And there's almost nobody that gets that reaction to that extent.
No.
And never have, but not even to that extent. Dude,
Ooh, I don't know.
If you were at a show and Rock's music hit and Stone Cold's music hit, which would you pop louder for?
Dude, I'm popping loud as hell for the both of them because if I hear it, then I'm gonna pop because it's The Rock. If I hear glass break, then I'm gonna pop because it's Stone Cold. It's whatever.
I would lose my goddamn mind if that.
Stone Cold gets the top level pop more often than The Rock.
Yeah, and he's got like the loudest entrance pop of all time too.
Well, yeah, I mean, because his entrance is, I mean, his music is perfect. Glass break.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. God, he's so good.
He comes out, he demeans Sandman, saying, "You ain't getting a beer anytime soon." He goes on to insult the Invaders, and then demand all of ECW come out.
Boy, he shits all over fucking JBL, calls him a little bitch a whole bunch of times, and then calls fucking a little Olympic hero or whatever.
He's like, oh, Kurt Angle, bring your yellow belly Olympic gold medal winning ass down here. Since
bring your ass down here, boy.
Fight.
Come and fight these boys like men. Yeah, I love it. So
and like
good.
Kurt Angle doesn't have a shirt on for some reason.
Oh,
like,
he took it off early in the show.
No, I know.
Yeah, he popped that son of a bitch right off. But yeah, Stone Cold just being like, I'm gonna drink a beer and watch this shit.
Well, before we even get there, we have this moment where Stone Cold's threat to get them down there is he's going to go up and whoop all their asses.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
There's like 20 of them, and they're fucking afraid of Stone Cold.
He's like, I'm gonna count down from 10, and they're so scared of him. It's like a little kid and his dad. I'm gonna count to 3, and they'd be like, yeah, whatever. Be like 1, 2. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm coming. I'm sorry.
That's what I said to Wade earlier when I was watching it. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, this dude has 2 knees that don't work, a broken neck, and is retired, and you have fucking Kurt Angle up there. Like,
yo, Kurt Angle's terrified. Like, yo, there's so many dudes out there that are just fucking like built. And he's like, I'm gonna come up and whoop all your ass.
Like at this point, I'm pretty sure JBL in a real fight could have kicked Stone Cold Steve Austin's ass.
He barely picked up fucking the blue meanie, man. He's trouble with that. What are you talking about?
Well, regardless if JBL could take down Stone Cold or not, I'm fairly certain all 25 of them could have won.
Yeah. He's like, how about you come in here and come into unwinnable circumstance, you bitches? And they're like, oh, fuck. Okay, we'll go do it.
But JBL, man, taking those cheap shots and fucking stiff shots on Blue Meanie. Like, dude, what a bitch move. I'm sorry. Blue Meanie, like, he's a fucking, like, I love it, but it's a gimmick, and it's a fucking, he's not.
No, it's funny.
Yeah, he's not like
he's not a tough guy.
Yeah, he's not like a real wrestler.
It's not Joe. Although that being said, real quick news that I would like to talk about is Joe needed to be saved by Dominic on Monday. Dominic Mysterio. Samoa Joe did.
Yeah, that was
not even Dominic Jakovic.
Oh, no, Dominic Mysterio.
Oh no,
that was such an awkward spot.
Well, he had to save Aleister Black 2 weeks ago.
But so they're all in the ring. There's a big scuffle going on, and for some reason, Bischoff thinks he's above everyone else, and he doesn't have to listen. And he just goes sits at the announce booth.
Joey Styles with like the best line. He's like, you're like just shitting on him so hard. He's like, you're the worst play-by-play I've ever heard. You would have never gotten that job if you weren't in management. I was like, yo, shit on him right to his face. He just like does not give a fuck. He's like, yo, fuck you, Bischoff. You're a fucking piece of shit. So good. So good.
After JBL's cheap shots, you have all the invaders retreat to the locker room for some stupid fucking reason.
But not even yet though. They're like hanging out, and then they're Stone Cold's like, Mick Foley, you need to bring that sorry sack of shit down here to the ring. And so Mick Foley like grabs Bischoff and like brings him to the entrance, but like all of them are like they just
single file
by.
walking out. They're like, "All right, Dad, we're fucking sorry. All right,
yeah, it's like
kick our new friend's ass, okay?
We're not gonna we're still not gonna fucking fuck with Stone Cold. It was just like it was awkward as hell, but it was fucking funny. It was funny. Oh my god! But yeah, then they beat up Bishop. Didn't he get a stunner?
There's a point when they're beating up Bischoff where you just see like Ray and Chris Benoit just standing like in the front of the camera, like closest to the camera, and they're just like talking to each other. They're not involved at all. They're like, yeah, we're done tonight. We've already wrestled. Like, so they're just, they even though they're talking, Bischoff is just getting his ass beat like 3 feet in front of them.
Oh, so good, man. Yeah.
And they throw him out to the dumpster, and that takes us off the air.
It's such a good pay-per-view. It's so much
Yeah.
fun. It really is, like Blue Meanie said in the intro, that it's truly a love letter to the fans of ECW.
Yeah, and it's fun for it. You don't have a reason to be mad.
No.
Like,
no. See, and this is for me, this is the kind of fun that I don't mind in wrestling. I can enjoy this kind of fun. It's when you get the fucking goddamn goofy fucking baby oil.
oh, here's a doll.
Sunny kiss and fucking
Dozer, if we're gonna announce anything, do it now or take us off air before me and Isaac get in a fight on the broadcast.
No, you know what? Fuck that, because this is what this podcast started as: is me and you talking shit to each other because your opinions suck when it comes to fucking wrestling. So come at me, big boy. I got it. Me and Nat Turner are gonna whoop your ass. Hold me back, Nat. Hold me back. All right. All right.
On that incredible bombshell, we don't know what we're reviewing next week, what we're talking about.
We don't know what we're talking about right now. Are you kidding?
If anybody has suggestions, leave them as a comment on the YouTube video.
After liking, subscribing, hitting that button, bells, titty pics to sgspod605@gmail.com. Because Dozer wants to see titty pics too. So
you just got great. Now I'm going to get Wade's titty pics.
Yeah.
And on that incredible bombshell, I'm Dozer. He's Isaac. He's Shane. I got it fucking right for once. And we'll see you next time.
Good night.
See y'all.